I want to look at some of the things we can do to configure our copy of Windows 10. Now, one of the things I want to make it very clear that Microsoft has done in Windows 10 is they've really pushed the fact that they want to make Windows 10 feel more like a mobile operating system. The logic nowadays is that if you go back to the days where smartphones first came out, people they went out, they got a smartphone, and they started using that smartphone, and they've gotten used to it. Even a lot of the older folks out there are starting to get used to their smartphones, okay, and utilize the apps and the settings. And so what do we have on a smartphone when we want to make changes to our operating systems or the settings of that smartphone? We have a little cog symbol called settings, right? And we go to that, whether it's Android, whether it's iOS, whatever it is, you go to that and you can configure the different settings for your phone. So Microsoft wanted to create that same type of experience in their operating system. Now that'll probably make you a little bit mad because you're like, I like Control Panel. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. But you got to get used to it. It's here to stay. Microsoft has created a settings app. If you hit start, you'll see the settings app, the little cog symbol, just like you would on a smartphone. And then you have all these buttons for configuring your different options. Now, the goal here was to try to make it intuitive. The goal also was to make it where it was touchscreen friendly. Okay, so one of the things we've discussed in Windows 10 is we actually do have this thing called tablet mode. If you got a touch screen, tablet mode changes the look and feel to your operating system to look more like a tablet, and you got kind of chunky buttons and things like that. They consider that easier for you to navigate, and it's a kind of a cleaner system than what we had in Control Panel. But from there I can go and I can look at things like system, configure my different settings here, all of that good stuff. Okay, now what you're going to find is that we actually still do have the old way of dealing with things as well, which is called Control Panel. Now Control Panel's been around forever, but they don't make it easy for you to get into Control Panel anymore. You used to be able to just hit Start and go to Control Panel. You could even right-click Start there for a long time and go to Control Panel, but they took all that away because they want to try to get you to use the Settings app. Okay. Now, if you want to get into Control Panel, just go down to Start, search, type the word Control, and you'll see Control Panel here. Okay, so I'm going to click that. And when you first go into Control Panel for the first time, you may see a view like this. This is called the category view, which a lot of people don't like, especially IT people. We tend to like to see all of the icons. So we'll go here and hit large icons, and then we can see Control Panel. So we have all of our different settings here. What you're going to find, though, guys, is that Microsoft has been slowly moving a lot of our settings into the Settings app as opposed to Control Panel. In some cases, you may go to Control Panel only to get redirected to the Settings app. In some cases, things are completely removed. For example, prior to Windows 10, we had a Windows Update object down here, which would allow us to manage updates. You'll notice that's completely gone. Okay. And then what you'll also find is sometimes you may go into the Settings app and then get redirected to Control Panel. Okay. So let me show you what I'm talking about. If I go down to the Settings app, all right, first off, there's Update and Security. If I wanted to do updates, manage my updates, I can do that here on this Windows Update screen, okay? But here's an example of things getting moved or getting redirected. So if I hit System here, look at Power and Sleep. So you're going to notice that I've got a couple little options here for Power and Sleep. But if I want to go more in depth into Power and Sleep settings, I click on Additional Power Settings. Watch what happens. I get redirected to the power settings and Control Panel. So what I'm saying here is they haven't moved everything out yet. In some cases, you go into Settings, you're going to get redirected to Control Panel, and then sometimes you may go to Control Panel and get redirected to Settings. But definitely, as time goes on, you're going to want to get familiar with the Settings app. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to learn that. I'm an old dog, new tricks sort of person. Well, unfortunately, again, it's here to stay. If you don't like it, unfortunately, Microsoft's going to keep it. So one of those things you want to get familiar with, jumping around and looking at some of these things. And it's definitely okay to still use Control Panel. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm a Control Panel guy myself. I love Control Panel. I'm used to it. But I've also had to sort of force feed myself to learn the way the Settings app works. And because this is going to be how you're going to get to a lot of things as well. And if you are taking the exam, you could get some lab scenarios where you have to come in here and navigate a little bit. So you're going to want to get familiar with it. And throughout this course, I'm going to be coming back into this and showing you stuff as well. So hopefully, just going through this course with me, you're going to get familiar with it.